I remember. I can even remember the day. That day, 1701. I was a young fool. Entered the throne room with nothing but dreams of daring and a burning thirst for action. Still, Her Majesty was considerate, listened to me. All I needed was a ship and someone to believe in me. We followed the wind west, sailed with the dolphins. I often asked myself if I'd promised too much, when I boastfully filled Her Majesty's ears with the prospect of settling huge tracts of land. Many industrious hands went to work, built a prospering settlement from nothing. Then it happened. Together we managed to repair the damage. We did more. The city shone as never before. Today, trade flourishes. Her Majesty is satisfied. It paid off. Back in 1701.
Welcome! In this tutorial we would like to familiarize you with the gameplay basics and build a small pioneer settlement. You have come to the New World by order of the Queen to settle new territory. It would seem that Her Majesty would like to have a word with you in person.
Know that we have doubts about your success, but we will see how well you get on in making this island habitable.
Don't be put off by Her Majesty's lofty demeanour. This lady may seem reserved, but she's not at all. Just have a look. She has already built a warehouse for you on the coast of this island. Prove to her that you can establish a small pioneer settlement in Goldford. First, you should have an overview of your island. Use the arrow keys or move the mouse to change the section of screen. Move the camera by using the arrow keys or by moving the mouse on the edge of the screen. The warehouse on the coast, marked here with the arrow, represents your trading office. It is the first building that can be built on any island and allows you to build more structures in the area around it. Equally important as a warehouse is the village centre. It will be the bustling hub of your settlement, Goldford. Now proceed to the construction menu to build it. Open the construction menu by left-clicking on the flashing button in the left corner of the screen. Good! The construction menu is now open at the bottom of the screen. It shows all the buildings you can build. At first, the buildings for the Pioneer level are available, and more buildings will be added later in the game. Now start by building the village centre. In the construction menu, left-click the village centre to select it. To ease your entry into the game, excellent! You have just built your first building, an important milestone for your settlement. To settle the first pioneers on your island, you should build some houses in Goldford. In the construction menu, left-click to select a house. Build the house by left-clicking on the construction site provided. Congratulations! The first pioneers have already moved into this house. Your settlement is slowly taking shape. Each house can accommodate a certain number of inhabitants. No more pioneers can move into your settlement when the limit has been reached. Build more houses so that more pioneers can come and settle. When you have a total of 6 houses, Goldfurt will be large enough for the moment. Build 5 houses on the construction sites provided for them. Marvelous! You have created sufficient living space. Now pioneers will gradually come and settle down in the houses. The Queen has granted you a substantial seed capital. Have a look on the info bar in the top left corner of the screen. You can always view your current wealth here. Your current funds won't last forever. You must make a profit as quickly as possible. You can raise taxes to do this. The more people who live in your settlement, the more tax levies will automatically find their way into your city exchequer. In the info bar, you will see that 48 pioneers have now come to live in your settlement who will pay their taxes honestly. The green number under your wealth indicates your current balance. As the tax income is presently higher than the operating costs for your buildings, you are making a profit. Don't worry if you go into the red during the early stages of the game. This will level out during the later phase of the game. To view information about your settlement, you can select all the buildings in the Very good! You will see the village centre menu displayed at the bottom of the screen. Each of your population civilization levels will be represented by a self-portrait. You can see the current level of satisfaction by the facial expression and background colour of the portrait. Your pioneers are in a friendly mood at present. The satisfaction of your inhabitants depends on whether or not their needs are being fulfilled. Your pioneers are longing for a community, so you have already ensured this need is satisfied by building a village centre. Food is also an important basic need of your population. The Queen has provided you with enough supplies to ensure that this need is satisfied for the time being. You can gain an accurate view of the stock level of your food supplies in the info bar on the top left. As your population will have a constant requirement for food, your reserve won't last forever, so ensure that you maintain a supply by producing food yourself. With the help of a fisherman's hut, you can provide for the population's food demands. The building can be situated on sandy coastal areas, like this one. The fisherman's hut requires a particular resource nearby, fishing grounds. You can see fishing grounds on the rippling water near the coast with a fish icon. Build a fisherman's hut on this sandy beach. Open the construction menu and select the fisherman's hut. Fishing grounds that are within the area of influence of the fisherman's hut. The fisherman immediately goes out onto the ocean. The food production is up and running. Yet you still have something to do. The buildings must be connected via a dirt road so that the market wagons can transport the food to the island-wide warehouse. It will then be available to the population. Select the dirt road in the construction menu. In this tutorial, we will give you useful start and end points for the road connection. Later on, you will be free to choose where. Very good. When you move the mouse pointer, you will see that the road sticks to your mouse. Left-click on one of the... Congratulations! You have connected the fisherman's hut and the warehouse by a dirt road. The market wagons will soon arrive to transport the food to the island-wide stock. The food supply for your settlement Goldfurt is assured for now. Time to catch your breath and have a closer look at the hustle and bustle in the village centre. Switch to close camera perspective to do this. Roll the mouse wheel forwards. You can observe your inhabitants much more closely. Congratulations! You can now repeat what you have just learnt in a practice game if you like, or proceed directly to the second tutorial. Welcome! In the second tutorial, we will show you how you could upgrade your settlement. In Goldfurt, the small settlement you start with, you will find everything your pioneers could possibly want. A village centre, a warehouse and a fisherman's hut on the coast, as well as ample living space. Now, it is worth creating the conditions to enable your inhabitants to progress to settlers. Building material is used for every building you construct. Wood is one of the most important building materials, and at the start, to make your entry into the game easier, we will provide suitable construction sites. Later, you are free to choose where to position all the buildings. Open the construction menu and left-click. The lumberjack gets to work immediately. Now all he needs is a dirt road to allow the market wagons to transport the wood to the warehouse. Select the dirt road and place the start. You can't build a road here in this tutorial. The start and end. You can't build a road here in this tutorial. The start. Excellent. Wood production is in full swing. The lumberjack fells trees in the wood. The cleared area around the lumberjack's hut indicates the area of influence in which he goes about his business. Trees are a self-renewing raw material and available in ample quantities on your island. The more trees that surround the lumberjack's hut, the more quickly wood production can proceed. In the lumberjack's hut menu at the bottom of the screen, you will see that the lumberjack processes the trees to produce wood and how much he has already produced. Up to 5 tons of wood can be stored in the building. When the internal warehouse is full, the lumberjack will stop his work for a while. The percentage indicates the lumberjack's level of productivity. The higher the productivity of a production facility, the more quickly the relevant goods. We have much to do, and wood is immediately required in the initial phases of the game. Therefore, build a second lumberjack's hut to guarantee a supply. Open the to maintain high production. Also, connect the 2 lumberjacks' huts to the road network via a dirt road. The wood supply is guaranteed. As you can see from the portrait in the village centre menu, your pioneers are quite satisfied. All their needs, food. Now, another need has arisen. Cloth. Cloth already belongs to the needs of the next civilization level. If you supply it to your population, you will have satisfied one of the conditions required. Wool can be processed to make cloth in a weaver's hut. The relevant building is now available to you in the construction menu. Open the construction menu and select a weaver's hut. The weaver's hut also needs a road connection to the warehouse, so that the market wagons can pick up. Excellent! Looking at the productivity display, you see that no cloth is currently being manufactured. The raw materials icon shows you the reason why. You do not have the wool required for it. You can manufacture wool for cloth production on a sheep farm, and you will find the relevant building in the first sheep are already grazing in the pasture. As the buildings are situated very close together, you don't need to build a dirt road this time. The weaver's hut sends a journeyman out who after a while picks up the wool directly from the sheep farm. Sheep farms and weaver's huts form a production chain. Only the final production facility, in this case the weaver's hut, a weaver's hut normally operates at optimum capacity with 2 sheep farms. To produce enough wool for your weaver's hut, you should also build a second sheep farm. You have taken care of... Congratulations! Your weaver's hut is now being supplied with wool in sufficient quantities. Soon the first cloth will be ready. You again have a moment to devote to your population in Goldford. As the need for cloth is now satisfied, your population's satisfaction has increased again. Judging from the portrait, you see that this has put your pioneers in a euphoric mood. To ensure that your settlement can expand further and the population can later progress to become settlers, you should create more living space. To do this, build 6 houses near to the village centre. Open the construction menu and build 6 houses on the construction site provided. Well done! Once the new inhabitants have moved in, a 4th need will now be displayed. A chapel can satisfy your population's need for faith. To enable all Goldfurt's inhabitants... Very good. The portrait of every civilization level that lives in this house appears in the house menu. The facial expression and background colour reflect their satisfaction. Beside it is shown which needs the inhabitants of the house have and if they are being fulfilled. As you can see, the needs for food, community, cloth and faith are being satisfied. You have already fulfilled all the conditions required for a level increase.
You have now achieved your first success truly worthy of respect. Carry on.
Your village centre has also changed with the level increase. The square and the statue are shining with a new brilliance, and the market stalls have been upgraded. That will please the people of Goldfurt. Congratulations! You have enabled your population. You can now choose to repeat what you have just learnt in a